Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to my gardening live stream. Welcome to my plant live stream. We are in the garden in the middle of my green little paradise here. And yeah, we will do another live stream today. Today I moved the video set in a different part of the garden. Hey, good morning, Per. Greetings to you. Nice to see you. Hope everything's okay. Hope life is treating you kind. All that stuff, you know. Wishing you a great weekend. Yeah, I moved the set. I moved the set into another part of the garden, and yeah, we will film certain stuff here, and we'll do the reporting at the other part of the garden. I wanted to split it up. I don't want to report where I live. You know, when you're constantly reporting in the middle of actually sitting there, I hate that. So we are reporting at a different part. Yeah, and great to be back. I hope you guys are okay. I hope you guys have a good time. We will be doing a little gardening today. Just gardening, reporting. I have already ordered new coconut fiber because the old one is gone. I have opened the package maybe 3 days ago, and it's already gone. Like $35, just poof. So many plants that need to be reported. Yeah, and we will do something about that too. We are going through the pots and we are selecting grafting stocks now. I have grown quite a lot of plants that we could be using as grafting stock in winter, and I consider doing just that. You know, we could just use them after the summer. They've been grown for a while, they've been watered and fertilized for a while, you know, so we could maybe use them. So yeah, let me just get the camera and then I will show you what we are doing today. So this is the fertilizer thing by Parkside, and we will be using that today. I wanna fertilize again because I have noticed that some of the plants in the coconut fiber, here this one, they're already showing signs of yellowing. So that soil needs to be fertilized all the time. You can't forget it. This is the kind of stuff when you pot up in coconut fiber and you're not doing anything to actually fertilize, then the plants will look horrible. They will suffer very fast. The coconut fiber is the medium that really, if you are not giving enough fertilizer, that medium really will make it a problem. So yeah, I will try that we can fertilize them a little bit. I also brought like new fertilizer. Let me see where I put it here. Here. So this fertilizer that I want to use today. Then repotting. I want to show you one of the next plans for the time-lapse videos. By the way, yesterday I posted 2 versions of the newest time-lapse video that I was filming. I hope you liked it. I felt like the one version that I posted was a little wild in regards to the audio track. So I posted the second one that was a little bit more normal. Okay. Then I wanted to show you this. This is really nice. I think this was successful. Leucostele deserticola could be really, really nice. And I wanted to say, I've been trying to pollinate these since 2018 or 2017. I've had a few flowers in the last years, but the ones where the pollination usually takes, this case was Echinopsis glauca. And I noticed that they have visual similarities. Like this is fulvilanus, Leucostele deserticola, subspecies fulvilana. And yeah, the pollination with Echinopsis glauca worked out. Forma Trichocereus glaucus. It's just when you look at them, look at the skin here, and then you compare that to the old rib growth on a Trichocereus chalensis. This is the kind of, you know, like the grayish skin, the kind of skin texture, also very similar to chalensis, and I'm sure these belong together in some form. In which exactly remains to be seen. But the fact that the pollination worked, that's already a good indicator that there might be something there. So in the future, I will really try to look at how much they are compatible with other species, just to experiment a little. And I'm so happy that we have a fruit here. So then we have a fruit on feathers here. And this hybrid, I don't like the skin. We might have to put it in a completely mineral medium. This is one of the plants that I want to repot into pumice, just washed pumice. And I hope that that medium will kind of get rid of the skin infections that it had. Like this, the kind of stuff that you usually get from a bad winter spot in the greenhouse. Too shady, too shady environment, too much humidity. So I hope we can grow it out. That's why I topped the plant. I removed the tip to propagate. And because I'm not sure if this thing will live, These kind of skin problems have a tendency to become pretty bad. Yeah, this one here, I think about sorting out. I'm not sure if I should keep it or not. The flower looked a little bit like flying saucer. Like flying saucer was involved, but the flower size was too small. I think we might have to sort this one out. And flower wasn't bad, Flower wasn't bad. Actually grows a fruit right now. So kind of shame when you have to sort out that kind of stuff. I will put it aside for now. I put a few plants here where I'm not sure what I will do with it. Maybe I will donate them, something like that. Yeah, and this is, check out my little corner here that I put together for my live stream. This is where we will do certain things that everything but repotting. The repotting something for the other part of the garden. So yeah, let's get started. We have a lot of stuff to do. I have a plant that fell over. Let's discuss that maybe. Plant fell over, and it was one of the plants that was just too heavy to repot. Where I already wanted to repot it recently, but the plant got too heavy. So now we have a chance to repot, or now we have to. And the plan is to cut it back, maybe. Either prune it back, or I don't know, maybe we could as well sort out the plant completely. So this the other part of the garden. This is going to be our repotting area here. This will give me a little bit more space to work. So let me show you what happened here. There. So this here fell over. This one broke off. So we will propagate this one. This one has a few problems, like mangled, a little bit broken, bent. We will probably take that one off too. Then I have this one here that I would love to just bind, attach to this one here, so it doesn't have all the weight on it. This species here, this breaks off easily. It's probably the reason why it fell over. Hey, good morning. Yeah, and then I have this plant here. This is a Zöransia telegonoides hybrid with whorlets. I'm honestly not sure what to do with it. The flower isn't good enough to keep it. I should be sorting the plant out, but I kind of like the species. I like Zöransia telegonoides, Yeah, so we will take a look at that later. The plan is to take off this piece here. Then we have two healthy pieces that we can root separately. And and the base will go into a new pot, maybe into one of these big ones. But then we would be out of medium right away. Like if we're repotting another one of these right now, then I have no more medium until the coconut fiber arrives. Not sure when the coconut fiber, the new one, arrives, but it could take a few days. I'd rather repot like a lot of the smaller ones that we have right now. Yeah, but that's what's going on here. Want to give you an update of the pumpkin. Greetings, Tron, right? Just want to say greetings, good morning. Everyone else also good morning to the live stream. Welcome. Just gardening. We are just doing the gardening stuff. That's always my plan when I go into the live stream. Just having a nice time gardening, and everything else will come. Yeah, so reporting later. I have a bunch of plants that we need to take care of. I also brought a few pots here. This is what I found inside. These are small. Then this one here, maybe for a bunch of seedlings that I have here, something like this. Maybe a group of seedlings can go into this one. I wanted to get these out of the pot today. Maybe we're propagating this one. Yeah, we're definitely propagating it. I don't trust this piece here. This had over winter. This had an infection, like the grafting stock gave in. So now it's still on the vascular bundle, on the old vascular bundle, and nothing else. The vascular bundle here might be alive, but it might as well not be. And yeah, that's an issue right now for propagation, because this plant, when I move it into the winter quarter now, this could end badly. This could claim the plant over winter coming from the base. So at the very least, I want to take off the tip. I have no idea how this will go in the winter. We should probably cut it down, you know? We could maybe cut down here, leave a big enough size that it will pop again. And in case the thing is lost, then it's lost. But I just hate cutting. I hate opening up a completely needless wound. And that's what we would do here. It's kind of hard to say how that thing will play out in winter. It feels completely firm. Vascular bundle is sick, you know, but it might not have life in it anymore. But right now the tendency is to leave it alone. This could very well be healthy. This could very well have life in it, you know. So okay, then I have a few plants that are super scarred, and I want to get these into the coconut medium right away. So let's do that right now, so I can place them in the sun when we're going over. So these don't look so good. Really bad kind of skin problems. And I hope that the coconut medium will take care of that they will outgrow it, grow it out. So, okay, let's put this here. They don't look too bad. They don't look like they can't recover. It's just something that you always have to give chances sometimes. You can't sort out everything just because it has a skin problem here and there, you know. I've seen people sort out amazing plants just because they had a few scars here and there, or had maybe a superficial skin problem, superficial skin infection, that kind of stuff, you know. And we're not doing that. All it takes is just one pup, and then we have the plant secured, healthy, without the old problems. Good. This is the coconut fiber for later, by the way. Oh, there's so much pressure on it. Check it out. This is really at danger of breaking this thing. Let's relieve the pressure a little bit here. Of course. Now I have coconut fiber in my pants. Okay. Yeah, but nice. This will give us enough. Like I said, we can repot the big one. And I currently lean towards not doing that. Or repot smaller ones. The smaller ones really need it first. I have coconut everywhere now. It's on my arm, in my pants. The whole thing catapulted. Okay, let's put together the fertilizer attachment. I want to show you this one, by the way. This is another one that I have, this Gardena. also fertilizer attachment for the water hose, and I have the mineral fertilizer in there to test it out. I didn't want to put the mineral fertilizer into the new one that I've been using. For one, because I didn't want to cross-contaminate the fertilizer. I really try to keep it separate in regards to which kind of fertilizer we're using for which. Yeah, and we will test that later, if this will work or not. Let me see. This is mix, and then you can choose like minimum or maximum. We will use the minimum. I really want to try it out. I don't want to have any kind of burn. But yeah, we will do that now. So let me get them. Let me see. This thing should work actually. Yeah, let me get that. So I will turn up the water, and then we are fertilizing the vegetables for now that are in the coconut fiber. They just need something now. Oh, come on, man. I'm angry at the equipment. The stuff's falling over all the time, and I hate it. So, okay, I will turn on the water, and then we are fertilizing these here. See, this is a kind of malnutrition, yellowing of the leaves. This one here, the newer ones look a little better because I had already fertilized them, and it will take a while until that grows out. I've had cacti that had a yellow skin for years. Really takes a while. But on these kind of plants, it might be a little faster. Yeah, and when I fertilize, I will try to keep it away from the actual fruit. I don't want to have the chemicals on the fruit. It shouldn't be something like bad, but it's still something that I wouldn't want to mix if I'm eating it, you know. So let's turn this thing on. Okay. Okay. So it's now mixing. I don't know, is it mixing already, or is it coming out already, or it can only come out when it's way up, I think. So let's fertilize the cacti first. Why is it dripping? Can't you not drip? Okay, now it's better. Got to be really careful with this stuff, that you're not completely soaked in the fertilizer too. That this has a tendency to drip, so you have to really, when you're tightening that thing, you really have to give it the maximum. Otherwise, the water will come out. Otherwise, the fertilizer will come out, and you will have it on your pants. Okay. Yeah, good. I mean, we will see how they will take it, how they will change. Gut feeling is right now we have to be very careful with the medium, with the coconut medium in regards to malnutrition. That is just a huge potential risk factor that's always there when you're working with a medium that basically doesn't have any nutrients in it, you know. We are working with a neutral medium. So yeah, let me see. Want to fertilize a few of the seedlings here. Haven't fertilized these as often as I needed to, as I should have done, and we will sort them out, and like we will go through every one. The good ones will be kept for flowering to let them grow big, and the small ones will be used as grafting stocks, or the ones that we do not need, that are not so interesting in regards to the parents on the label, those we will use as grafting stocks. So yeah, let's fertilize here. We are getting another flower flush, but it's not going to be big. I haven't fertilized the way I should have fertilized this year. Usually, like when I fertilized with the water hose, I was fertilizing all the time. Like not all the plants at once, but I was always fertilizing something, you know? And right now, it's a little harder. When you're doing so much right now with the videos, the time-lapse videos, I'm just preparing a new one, by the way. This is going to be one of the next time-lapse videos. How much is the price on them? Do you mean these here? I can't tell you. It wasn't expensive. Maybe 20 bucks, something like that. For the Gardena, for the one by Gardena, I paid 10 bucks, but I bought it used because they're not selling them anymore. The only one that I've still found on the market was the one by Parkside. Yeah, and it's good. I like it. But you have to be careful that you're not losing, that it's not running out. You're always at risk of dripping on your clothes. And when that happens, it means you are also dripping fertilizer on you with all the consequences. Sometimes the fertilizer isn't so bad, but who knows? Like when you're using a mineral, like one of these fertilizers that are from mining, then you have sometimes they're a little bit radioactive, Radioactivity is definitely something that I wouldn't want to have on my hand. Okay, yeah, I want to fertilize here. The seedlings, these are the seedlings from the live stream. Got to be careful that we're not losing them, would be real shame. Next couple months we have to clear them out. Maybe we have to already repot. Some of these have already gotten their second repotting, and we might have to do it again. So this one here, the left one is about to be ripe pretty soon, I think. The one on the right needs another 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, Amun-Re, by the way, Amun-Re, I consider to do time-lapse video, but I haven't decided yet, okay? I don't want to put pressure on myself because this is such a dangerous plant to handle at that size. So I haven't fully decided what to do. Gotta be careful, there's some paper wasps in the corner there. I really don't wanna anger them. Yeah, so this stuff here on the shelf has priority right now in regards to being watered, because it's so hot in the greenhouse. During the day you get really too high temperatures. If the plants would be out right now, they would probably look better. They wouldn't have to have constant dehydration. They're constantly facing the risk of dehydration in the greenhouse. Yeah, and I'm watering them more often than I would water them if they were outside. Okay, fertilizing a little bit. Having a lot of issues with the muscles with this. Like holding that thing up is really hard for me. I need to put it down very soon. I can't do this for long. You would think that like this is saving me a lot of work when I used to do it manually with the water can, you know, but it's still tough, still hard work. Watering and fertilizing will always be hard work unless you're really hooking up a system that does it all by itself, you know. Yeah, I mean, the fertilizer thing is good. I like it. It's just also, it's kind of hard to know how much you are fertilizing with this, you know. I'm sure you can calculate it if you're smart, but not if you're like me. So I'm just hoping I will always put in the minimum of fertilizer that I can put in, and I hope that it's that I'm hitting the right dosage, you know. Yeah. But everything that's good, that's well watered on the shelf, gives me a little bit time. Eventually, I might get to them on the shelf, repotting. Maybe I will put them into the coconut medium too. There are a lot of plants that need to be weeded out on the shelf. I hope to do that when we have done the flower season that's still happening right now. Feel like most of it is over though. It already feels like the flower season's already over. Yeah, there's a way. Let me show you the thing. So you have this here. Yeah, there's markings here. Like from the smallest dot here to the biggest here. So the more you choose, the more you adjust that, the more you turn that thing to the right, the higher the concentration of the fertilizer. Yeah. And right now I'm using it at the minimum. This was the only, like, here's another dot, but I think this is just watering. Yeah, we will see. I will try to find a manual or something like that. I think I didn't get the manual, just the water thing. So yeah, let me fertilize a bunch of these. They need it. This is the stuff that's in the coconut fiber now. Everything that we repotted needs a fair amount of fertilizer. I will probably move these plants, like in the coconut medium, into the greenhouse a lot earlier this year. I will not leave them out long to make sure that the medium doesn't stay wet all winter, you know. I want to move them in maybe in September already. Yeah, September. We have a pretty long season by now. Like, the weather has changed here. We get very long summers, you know. So, but September, I want to have the medium dry and not get wet again. It's okay, it's good. Like I said, it's just a little bit difficult to say how much you're fertilizing, but it's okay. I mean, it's dripping a little bit. You definitely get a drop of fertilizer here and there, you know, on your skin. It's not something that I would love to do, that I enjoy. If I could build that thing differently, I don't know, maybe I just have to screw everything together very tightly to keep it together, to keep the water in. It's coming out here a little bit and coming out here somewhere. So, okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to fertilize these because these were on the top shelf and they looked like hell. These looked like they are so dehydrated that I would be watering them for at least 2 weeks until I repot them. I don't want to repot them in the state they are now. So, okay. Yeah, so let me go in here. We have a few of the big ones. Should I get there? Probably not. No, we're changing. We're switching to the other water hose. This the short one. This the short one, and I need the longer one to get over there at the other part of the garden. This one stay here. Will stay here. I always want to have one water hose in one part of the garden and the other water hose in the other one. Yeah, and while we're at it, let's water these a little bit. Most of these will stay this year. We'll definitely be sorting out, but these were pretty good. Yeah. Okay, give me a second. Let's turn this thing off here. Up. I hate it. Oh, there's stuff lying everywhere. I hate it. So let's switch to the other one. Okay. Here, this one. The one that's lying there, we will cut it up. We will take cuttings. Taking cuttings here. Propagating the piece. Oh, come on. So, nice, finally. So these will have to be fertilized quite often, at least once a month. Let's fertilize this one because it grows a fruit. Sörensia telegonoides hybrid. The one besides it is also Sörensia navecensis. Maybe we can get flowers on it eventually. So, okay, let's fertilize the pumpkin a little bit. Yeah, when I'm done with the fertilizing here, I will take that plant that is lying on the floor and we will move that. I still haven't decided what to do with the Sörensia telegonoides hybrid. I consider to sort it out, you know. But it's a good kind of hybrid. I like it for the unique hybrid that it is, you know, not because it has amazing flowers, but because it's a unique kind of hybrid of two different types of hybrids, types of classics. Wörlitz hybrid, Wörlitz and Sörensia telegonoides hybrid. Oh, come on, what's happened here, man? So, okay, this is a good chance. So we're taking this one off. I've had enough. This is going to be sorted out today. This one will go to the roadside and someone can take it or not, I don't care. But it's not going to be in my garden anymore. This was enough. This was too much. So, sorted out. growing a fruit. I'm not sure if I will keep it for that long. Probably not. We'll put it aside here, but it will not get back into the greenhouse. This one's gone. Okay, good. So now we have a new grafting stock available here. Let me put that aside. Looks very woody. I'm not sure if this is going to be a good grafting stock. So let me put that aside. Now I'm cleaning up this one that I threw over. Okay. Doesn't matter. We have time. We have time. And now the thing goes elsewhere. I would move it into a greenhouse. I'm tired of having the plants stand around here. In this medium, they might be able to take the heat in the greenhouse at this point of year, at this part of the season. The greenhouse is usually very hot. And yeah, not all plants can take it during summer in the greenhouse. But I will not repot these again. If they fall over again, they're going to the compost. I'm really not wasting time with plants that don't function in my garden. You know, like if something keeps falling over, then it's gone. That plant that fell over here, it already bothered me because of the crooked body, the way it had the plant unstable plant and all. Not having it. So this goes in the greenhouse now. I heard something, I'm not sure what it was. So this will come in here and we will take care of that again later. This will go to a different spot over winter. So we're now taking apart the big plants that are lying in the path. Getting the tree cutter, and then I'm taking off the tip here. So this was one that where I let a skin infection grow out. And yeah, it's a cool plant, but let me see if it took damage. Yeah, this is not really stable. Let's take it off. Let's take it off here. Okay. So this will be rooted like this. Callousing the wound. This one also calloused like this. Callousing meaning just letting the wound be a little bit hardened up by the sun. This is blunt. This is too much blunt damage here, so we're cleaning this up. Having a clean wound is so much easier, makes things so much easier. So now this one here, this is a Zerenzia telegonoides hybrid between Wörlitz and Legon. Legon being a Zerenzia telegonoides hybrid. This spider got messed up by the falling plant. I'm really sorry about that, my friend. I hate it. Yeah, this one I consider to sort out too. Let's pick it up. So this will either work or not, and if it doesn't work, we're just cutting it off. I've had it with the plant here. This is already annoying me to a point where I consider to cut it. Yeah. Okay. Here's the body. It's a really, really nice kind of body. Okay, good. What's that? Oh, this broke off. I hate this. I hate this whole plant right now. I hate when you have a plant. This is the kind of body that grows crooked. All of them eventually break off once the species has reached a certain size, a certain height. It's just a species that is a little bit too fragile. But the flowers are nice. I'm really not sure if I should keep it or not. Probably not. You see how much space this thing wastes in the greenhouse. I really consider sorting it out. I will put it aside now. Let's take this out. I wanna put a rope around this one that it doesn't break off too. This is relatively unstable too. I mean, we could root it separately again, but maybe the plant stays in one piece. Last time it was in one piece, it flowered, you know? Like, of course, it doesn't flower anymore now that a large part of the thing has broken off. So, yeah, I will try to fix it. I will try to get the to attach that plant to another plant somehow. Just looking at what I have available right now, I might have to get me a little rope so I can tie the plant against the other one, and that should keep it up. I would like to prevent that this one breaks off. I could also try to push it over like this, but yeah, it's kind of difficult. Oh, and this one we should take off now. Let's do that right away. Let's take this one off because that one doesn't look healthy. Check this out. There's another one of that Erwinia. Really a bad pathogen, if you ask me. I don't want that in the greenhouse. And the thing comes back on the same plant over and over again on a regular basis. Fertilizer wise, it should be covered. Sometimes you have nutrient deficiencies that can promote that, but the plant should be pretty okay. So we are going to repot now. This goes in the trash and we are repotting. That one plant that I have there, I consider sorting it out right now. I just don't know what to do with it. Maybe I will take a few pieces, like cut maybe three pieces, and propagate it to other people who want to keep the cultivar alive. I just feel like I can't continue to keep the plant. Like every year it only has 1 or 2 flowers, barely produces seeds. Really not something that that I want to have. So yeah, I will leave the plant here. It will not get back for now. I might be sorting it out. I will set up the camera here and then we're repotting. Later I will bind that plant to another one. But for now we are repotting. Repotting is also important. I have a lot of soil that I brought, a lot of coconut fiber soil that I brought. So let's get started. So we're changing. Later, we will use this again for other plants. There's still a little bit fertilizer in it. You can still see the green. You don't see much, but it's still there. You could fertilize with this a little bit longer. Using this one again, and I'm using it to clean up the rootstock. Always checking to see if there's anything alive in there. I don't want to flood the medium or press against it when there's little things that are alive. I'm not doing that kind of stuff. Doesn't matter how big they are, how small they are, they deserve a little bit of respect. And I respect them so much that I don't want to take their life with this kind of stuff, you know, like repotting. Always keep in mind that without the insects, there will be no place left here. Like we need the pollinators, the little ones and all. So, okay, I'm cleaning up the rootstock here, trying to get rid of everything that's unnecessary, that's mangled up, that's just too flattened. Roots that will never continue to grow again, that will never have enough life that they can branch again. So cleaning up everything that looks a little weak. Getting rid of everything that feels like organic trash, like remnants of old seedlings in between need to be removed. Oh, here's a little infected seedling in center. We need to take that out. Taking them apart now, just to have them separate from each other. And now we're putting them in a bigger pot. I have one, I think. We could use this one here. Filling it with coconut fiber. This is the fiber that I soaked overnight. I could have put in a little bit more water, but this will do just fine. So filling with the new medium, and then I'm starting to position the seedlings. I'm not sure if we're getting them all in, probably not. Then we're splitting them up. So, yeah, we will put maybe 4 or 5 into this pot. No, let's put it one of the bigger ones there. Maybe these here. Have the perfect shape for the corner. And these go in this corner. Okay. Now I'm filling up in between. Then I'm watering them a little bit. And I hope they will like the medium. So, a little bit more water to clean them. Okay. Put this one in center here. These will get full sun now, a full sunspot, and I hope that by the end of the season they will have grown in the medium. We will give these fertilizer a few times. By the end of the year, it will have enough nutrients to come through the winter. But again, everything that we're potting now has to be fertilized. Everything that's going into this medium has to be fertilized. Can't put them in coconut and not fertilize. It's just the one big thing. Cardinal rule. Cleaning everything up that I don't need, that I really don't need, that isn't part of the seedling. Every unnecessary piece of the rootstock will make it harder for you to move it. Good. By the way, I bought new labels. They should arrive sometime soon. I hope they will. Then we can label them again. Okay, so what's next? I wanted to repot this one here. This is a Sörensia. Let's get rid of the roots. Let's clean the roots a little bit. And then we're putting it also in coconut. This is a Sörensia species called Sörensia kieslingi, I think. Named after someone with the name Kiesling, with the family name Kiesling. I think it's not Michael Kiesling from Chiemgau Cactus, but I'm not sure. No idea. Yeah, now I'm getting rid of the soil that is on the thing, and then we're putting it in a new medium, completely new, without the old problems. This was constantly falling out the pot because the roots weren't deep enough. It wasn't too shallow, like it was too shallow in the pot. So what we're doing now, we are getting rid of this medium here. Everything that's in here will go into the trash can, and then we will put it into coconut fiber here. So now we have a little space for the medium. We will fill that up with medium now, and then I will push the cactus. Like we'll fill it halfway with medium, and then we will see what we can do here. I also have a clay pot where we could maybe put it in. This has pumice as medium. You see, yeah, this has the right dimensions for this thing. We're using this pot. This is the better pot for this kind of plant. You know, heavy pots gives it a little bit more stability. The base is now for drainage, is now pumice and lava and broken expanded clay. I will leave that in as drainage, and that is good for this kind of a plant. It will have a topping that's a little bit more organic, and the medium below should always be relatively dry in comparison to the medium that we have here on at the top. Yeah, and that's what I want. I want to have a barrier. I don't want the humidity to disappear right away. So yeah, we are filling up here a little bit, just positioning the plant in the medium, making sure that there is medium where the rootstock is. This has a little bit ball-like shaped rootstock, and it just has to be in the soil. So, okay. Filling this up here. And then we are giving it another chance. I'm sure that the added stability that this plant gets will have a positive effect on the health. This kind of pot had been a pain in my day for the last couple of weeks. Hey, welcome to the live stream. Greetings to you. Greetings to India. Yeah, we're repotting. Okay, we're repotting, and we are repotting in coconut fiber. So I will place the plant at a spot where it doesn't fall over again, because this plant has fallen over too often. Okay, so here I have another pot that we can use for repotting. Let's see what else we have. I have a lot of seedlings that we should pot up here. For one, these I would love to see in a bigger pot. Maybe we could put them into this one. They have an interesting kind of body. Let's see if there's something living in there. Oh yeah, there. Yeah. Let me put it. We will get back to this one later on. I just hate when there's something living in the pot and when I'm throwing it away. You know, like when it's losing its home. I don't want to do that. Let's put it here. And later we will get it again. Next one. Yeah, let's repot this one. I want to see that in a bigger pot. This is a hybrid by Misplant, if I remember correctly, and it's a hybrid from the cross Validus with Grandiflora, and they had pretty big flowers. That was pretty good hybrid, so we should give it a chance by putting it in a huge pot. So let's fill up. Coconut. This is the last of the coconut. I have this little coconut brick here, and then it's over. I have already ordered new ones though. Coconut fiber has been used up within just days. So yes, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Greetings to you. We are repotting a little. Cactus repotting. I think there just came a moss out of the pot. It's the kind of stuff that happens sometimes. Let me see. Always careful that we're not... there's also something here. Let me see. Maybe I can just put it in like in the other pot, you know? Then it has a little bit more soil. Okay, yeah. That's okay. Then the little guy can dig itself out here. Let's remove the grass, because the grass here is really just bad. Doesn't really add anything good to it. This is oxalis here. This is a little weed that we are also taking out. It's so hard to get rid of that, you know? Okay. So this needs to go on the side. It's not firm. Usually I would compact the soil now, but since there's something living in it, we're having a little mercy. Okay. Let's do these. These look interesting. Validus hybrid or something like that. Validus scopulicola hybrid maybe. Let's get them out and see. Everything that we are repotting now. Oh, this is not it. What's this? Really? Okay. So this looks a little bit like scopulicola maybe involved, but then it doesn't fit to the label that was in there. Yeah. Let's just repot them. Making sure there's nothing living in there. And then I'm opening it up, carefully also. I might find something that's alive. Hey, good morning, Robert. Greetings to you. I'm reporting. We fertilized a little. I have a big plant that fell over, so we might have to report another one of the big ones. But I don't have enough medium right now, so we will do that in the next days maybe. But greetings to you. Hope everything's okay. Also, everyone else, thank you guys for being part of this. We are just gardening, you know? Gardening with friends and that kind of stuff. Nothing big. Just having a fun time in nature. So, now we'll fill up with coconut fiber. And I will really try to press it in. Now that we have verified there's nothing living in there, we can do that. Yeah, and then we have to fertilize it again sometime soon. I'm so happy that it's weekend again. But Mika is spending time with my ex-wife. I'm already missing her. Situation with my ex-wife. Like we are trying something like a, you know, like, how do you say, like split custody with the dog, something like that. You know, we are trying to make it work with where the dog can spend time with both of us, and it's not easy right now. I often miss her. You know, when the dog isn't here, when the dog is somewhere walking around with some dude, you know, it really bothers me. So yeah, so this is reported. We have a lot of good plants. I can tell you that. Like everything that we're reporting right now is good stuff. I really hope they like the medium. If the plants love the medium, then we are in for a golden future. So this comes here. Okay, next one. Let's do this one. And I think we might have to cut it out the pot. Watering first. I always water first. For one, if you have life in there, sometimes the life will come out when they are being watered. And also takes away the dust. I enjoy when I don't have dust that I'm breathing in. Living the dream of not breathing in any mineral dust. Where did I put it? Oh, here. This is the one that fell over. I'm not sure what to do with it, Robert. Like the flower is red, has a red flower. Flower is mediocre, if you ask me. Like mediocre flower, but a cool, unique type of hybrid. Has the Sörensia telegonoides body with the strong notches. Very strong notches above the ribs. So it's basically a Wurlitz hybrid with telegonoides. And it's not easy to get one because so many of them are self-fertile. So yeah, I don't know. But this is the kind of stuff that I should sort out, you know, that I should have sorted that out years ago. I'll put the camera on the tripod. Yeah, I like the body too. That's the only thing that it got going for it, you know? That's the only thing that it has. Flower isn't really so great. Okay, let's see. Lost a few roots when I was ripping off the pot, but it had to be done. So now I'm cleaning up, getting rid of everything that is a weed. Here's a fern that's growing in the pot. I will put that somewhere else, maybe in nature. I like fern. Ferns are cool plants. I think it's a hybrid with Validus and Scopulicola, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll also go into a bigger pot. Oh, come on, what's going on with this thing? Can't you just cooperate? Yeah, this is too small. We have to put it in here. And I hate to do it. I hate to use up so much space, but we have to do it. This is just the type of plant that needs a bigger pot. So yeah, let's put it in. Maybe we're putting a second plant in it with it to make up for the lost space. This is quite a big pot for this kind of a size, you know. Okay. I'm trying to pot it deep. I have pushed it in the medium, and eventually the grafting stock will end just at the pot level, just as tall as the pot, and the rest is the normal plant, the main plant. I want mostly the grafted plant to be seen when I look at the plant later. I will bury it a little deeper than usually. And for one, I'm doing this to keep the thing steady, to keep it straight. This is going to be a heavy plant later on, so keeping it straight is going to be important. Yeah, we could put something else in it here. Maybe a plant, maybe something where I only have one plant, you know? Let me see. Yeah, here's one that's completely messed up. I'm not sure if this is a grafting stock or not, but I will try giving it a chance. And I will put it into this thing too. Plant is very scarred. And yeah, that's in line. I usually repot the scarred plants first. They usually have priority. So yeah. Let's put it here and give it a chance. When we see the growth, then we can decide what it is, if it's good or not, if it, you know, if it's usable. If not, we will graft on it. Okay, so next one, I have this here. And this is this weird Mammillaria cultivar that's being sold as a TBM. I've seen that that plant that is probably a different cutting, a different version of the Mammillaria cultivar thread that grows like a little bit like TBM. And yeah, I have it in this pot. I would love to repot it, but it's so firmly in the pot. I'm not sure if I get it out. Of course, the base stayed. Root stayed. We'll try to root it again. We'll put it in a in a mineral soil. We are using just standard local clay, red clay sand for rooting. Usually it's a good medium that I use. Let me show you how it looks like. This is how the medium looks like. Gotta be careful because it comes out of the pot at the bottom. But it's really a very safe medium for rooting. So I will put it here for now. By the end of the season it should have roots and make it through winter. Okay. So this one goes back. This one will get its own pot now, bigger pot. Filling up with coconut. Putting a little bit in, and then I'm pushing some on it from the top. Yeah, and full sun. We get full sun so we can maybe see a flower next year. This plant here has a chance to flower in the next year. For this year, it's not looking good. This just didn't grow enough. But it has the medium to flower now. Okay, next one. This one I wanted to get out. Check it out. Ow, 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 ow. Check this out. It's a very spiny plant. I want to grow that thing out. So want to water it, and then we're putting it in a bigger pot, also coconut fiber. I can't even tell you what kind of a species that is right now. It looks like a cactusjerk hybrid, but I can't tell you if it is. We will see. We will see how it will develop later on. Yeah, this is not it. Good. So now I'm pushing it in, trying to really get it deep into the medium to have more stability. Like with the other one, I really try to bury the grafting stock. Pushing on top with the medium now to keep the grafting stock in the pot, to keep everything steady, to have a stable kind of situation here. Okay. Yeah, nice. So yeah, I'm not sure what this is. This could be one of the hybrids by Misplant that I have with a plant called, how did he call it? Like there was this one plant that in every cross that I had these super spiny kind of hybrids. Almost looked like cactusjerk hybrids, if you ask me. And yeah, could be that one. I don't recall the name, but they looked a little bit like that, and I have a whole pot of them. Okay, next one. Oh yeah, these here. I wanted to repot these because they look great. Really nice shape, Scopulicola-like shape. And this is really good. This is the kind of stuff that we should keep. So watering the medium, then I'm pulling it out, and then we'll see if there's life in it. Okay. So we could put these, we could single them out, or we could put them together again. Maybe two in each, two into one pot, to have them somewhat together. I can't find the label here. Not sure what it is, but those look really good. Taking out the oxalis, because when you're doing it like this, it gives you a real chance to get rid of it. if you're just repotting or if you're just trying to rip the oxalis out, very often you will fail. It's just such an aggressive kind of weed that you have to get it out with the roots. This is going to be interesting. I tell you, this is going to be one of the coolest plants that we have grown here. Okay, these go into the center. Good. I really like the rib situation here. 4 ribs here. This is really good. Okay. Yeah. Next one. Let's get this one out. Also hybrid Validus crossed with chic pink. Do you think weeds will grow more or less in the coconut? Good question. Maybe a little less. I find it could be just as a medium. It could be a little bit too nutrient. You know, there's not a lot of nutrients in it unless we put them in. I think it could be even a little bit less suitable for the weeds than the other stuff. Also because the medium here, like the minerals, the pumice, you have these roundish pebbles and they are just perfectly made for sowing out, also sowing out weeds, you know. And in this case, I think it might, when you have that closed barrier, it might not take as many seeds than the pumice. When you have the pumice, you always, it's a very open medium, and that's why it's good, but also why it's easily overgrown by weeds. So yeah, Validus crossed with chic pink, trying to really get a little bit rid of the medium, the old one, to give me more space in the new pot. This is a plant that I would love to pot. We are putting that in a separate pot. We are putting that. Let me see where we can push it in. We have a bunch of really big pots now. Here, for example, we can put another one in here. Yeah, this is good. We are putting it here. Oh, come on. In the last days, the tripod really manages to make me angry. I might have to need a different one if it keeps bothering me when I'm moving it. It's so hard to move. Like it's a super light tripod, but it's constantly getting loose. Okay. Yeah, so this one is in the bigger pot now, and it will stay like that. We'll make a nice nice piece, nice display piece when it's bigger. So next one, this one here needs another pot. This is Robinsoniana, Echinopsis robinsoniana. Watering the medium again, and then this stuff will go into a bigger pot. Coconut fiber, nothing else. So pushing this thing deep into the medium, also getting rid of everything that you can that looks like a weed. Later, it's so much harder when they come back. Here, oxalis. Let's see, maybe we can get it out in one piece. Such a mess. Okay. This one has skin problems, so this is why it's important to do it right away. This needs to go into a good spot in the greenhouse. Now it has an organic medium where the water stays in a little longer, and then we can make it work in the greenhouse. The way the mineral medium was drying out within an hour made it kind of hard. I have so many plants now that we are getting these ultra hot summers. They needed slightly different medium. Good. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it really depends on what kind of a rainfall you have. The more rain, the more the pumice is a better medium. You know, pumice is a great medium. You can use it for almost every cactus. You know, it's a very versatile, very good medium if you have a lot of rain, if you have a lot of cold weather. So yeah, can make more sense in such a climate to go with a mineral medium. We will try it out here. Like over winter, the plants need to stay dry. They can't get water. You know, they can't get humidity. I'm not watering them in between maybe October and March. So in winter, like when they are in a dry coconut medium, it should be okay. It's just that if it gets wet, then it gets dangerous, you know? Okay, good. I hate it. So, by the way, I wanted to do an update here. These two are really nice. I really like what we did here yesterday. This is the plant that we repotted. This will look amazing long term when it's getting bigger. It just has to make it through the winter. But if that works, then we are really having something nice here. This is flying saucer, and we will. I will fill up that part here with another side shoot that I have, another plant of flying saucer that I will put in here too. Here we are getting new flowers, and this looks like it could be colored. I'm not sure why, but that flower bud looks like it could be a colored flower. I'm having a good feeling with that one. I have seen the sister, and the sister had a white flower. First plant that flowered from that cross. I hate repotting. It's such a chaos. I really hate it. Let's see what we are doing next. These here I wanted to have a look at. These are Chilean species. I think we're leaving them in the mineral medium. Chiloensis is a species that I really treat like I would treat a Mexican cactus, you know, like a really fast draining medium. Yeah, I would love to put them in a bigger pot. So we are getting a little bit of mineral medium. I still have small bag here. Check it out. This is the medium that I'm using for the rock loving cacti. Let's get it over. There's not much left. Maybe one pot. Then I have to order new medium. Check it out. This is it. Looks okay. It's a good medium. but a little bit more expensive than the other stuff. So we will put it into a bigger pot, into one of these. So let's fill up with the other pot. I want to do more with the Chilean species. They have so much potential, and in the past I never really did much with them. But they flower early. Chilean species flower a little bit earlier than some of the others, like tersheki. If you compare Chiloensis to tersheki, Chiloensis flowers a lot earlier, a lot easier to get that plant to flower, and that's what could make it good for here. I'm really close to sorting the tripod out today. So we'll go into the new medium here. Just trying to get it into the bigger pot now. Maybe I can. No. Good. Yeah, and this is the kind of medium that I would use if the plants look bad, if the plants get too much humidity, if you're losing plants from too much root rot, that kind of stuff. This is the medium that usually prevents these problems from happening. Yeah, let's put it on the top shelf here. But you got to be careful. This is a fast draining medium, really fast draining. Okay, I will get rid of that tripod. I can't carry it anymore. I need to, or I'm trashing it. I'm really trashing it now. So let me clean my hands, and then I'm getting the camera, and I will carry it for the rest of the video. This tripod will not be here tomorrow. I've had it. Okay. So this goes into the recycling bin, this goes in the recycling bin, this goes in the recycling bin. Already cleaning up. Repotting's always cleaning up. Hey TJ, greetings to you. It's okay. I'm done here. Can't see the repotting anymore. I don't want to look at it. There's so much stuff to do, so much repotting. It never ends. I hate it. I honestly consider not sowing out anymore. Maybe aside from the things that we are growing in the live stream. But apart from that, not sowing out anymore. There are just too many plants to repot all the time. Okay. So, okay. This goes into the recycling bin. Okay, good. So, yeah, the rest of the live stream we will spend here. I like this place more. Maybe we're fertilizing a little bit more, or we're inspecting something. I wanted to have a look here because this is one of the Carolina Reapers, and it looked like it might have been ripe, you know. Let me see. What's going on now? I'm sinking in. There's a mouse hole below the ground here. Okay. Yeah, this is that nice Carolina Reaper plant. So here's one, check this out. This looks almost ripe. This one's almost ripe, and then there's another reddish one inside. Here. So I believe it's getting to the time when I'm trying it very soon. This one here could maybe a little longer. So, okay, let's see here. Yeah, it was overdue that I fertilized them. They really needed fertilizer. Thank you, mate. Thank you. I'm not sure why it filtered it out. Probably because, you know, might have thought you are making advances to me. You're talking about me. But yeah, I mean, this one definitely seems to be ripe. I'm just a little worried about it. This is so spicy. I'm really worried to try them. But happening very soon. And if I try this, I'm only trying a tiny piece, really just a tiny piece. And I hope that that will be okay. And I'm only doing it if I have stuff at home like milk. And I don't have milk at home. So for the next couple of weeks, maybe next week, we are trying these. Also got to say, in regards to the Carolina Reaper, these look really interesting. Like, it's a completely unique kind of fruit. Check it out. Has something from a fairy tale. Why isn't it zooming in? Yeah, it filtered that out again. See? So, yeah, and what are you doing, TJ? You are fixing the forklifts. You have a few of them, and you're fixing them, or what? We had a bunch of them in the company earlier. You know, unfortunately, I don't have them here. Not that I could use them with how crooked everything is, but a forklift, you know, it's always good to have. You never know when you need it. Oh, Robert. I've only seen something with the forklift here. Yeah. There was a time when I was doing my when I was in school, and it was something like the seventh class, eighth class. I was maybe 15, and I wanted, like, you had to pick a place where you work for 3 weeks just to have some sort of a practical time. You know, in Germany they said Praktikum, giving you practice in reality in the workplace. And I did that in a company called John Deere. And when I was working there, on the first day, it was already so bad that I felt like maybe if the forklift drives over my foot, then I can take off for the rest of the time. That was how my work experience at John Deere was. And I spent 3 weeks, I believe, working really hard, and I hated every second of it. Yeah, exactly. Work experience. And it was like that, and I hated it. Was really not something that I had known until that point. And it was really important for me to do it, you know? These kind of things are really important to remind kids. Like, when you are in school, it's one thing to say, yeah, when I don't need school, I just leave the school early and I'm doing something like heavy work, you know, like manual labor. If you haven't done that before, it sounds like you can do, like it's no problem, but you should really try that once before you make a decision, you know, that will affect your life. So for me, having that practice experience there for 3 weeks was really good. Kind of reminded me, oh, I might really need school, you know, if I'm not made for like, you know, like having the body for physical labor. I could have, of course, I could have trained hard at the time, you know, but I wasn't really I had a long way to learn, you know, a lot to learn. Yeah, that can be great sometimes. Like if you have a great place where you feel home, where you feel like working isn't so bad. Like there was no way I would have stayed with John Deere though. Like at the last day, they basically made us file a bottle opener, like from a big piece of metal, and it was painful. I had, the hands were completely screwed up just from filing for 2 weeks or so, and they just gave us that thing to take home with us, after the work experience. So, and I still have it somewhere. I still have it. It was an important piece to remind me that maybe you should be trying to follow when in school. Try to learn something in school. Yeah, at the time I didn't know that forklifts are really dangerous. I was 15. I felt like going into a workplace with comic physics. Expecting when that thing drives over my foot, I could just go home. And everything would be okay. But at the time I didn't realize that I could have get seriously hurt by that thing. So yeah, I ended up just working instead of being forklifted, and it was good that I did it. So yeah, I wanted to show you this one. I might have already discussed it in the beginning. This is deserticola, Leucostele deserticola. In this case, I believe it's the subspecies fulvillana, and a really beautiful plant. And it seems to have taken, like pollination has taken. At least it looks very much like it right now. Most likely it would already look much worse if this thing wouldn't be getting nutrients somehow. Yeah, and we will get seeds now. We will get the first seeds of Leucostele deserticola, pollinated with Echinopsis glauca. And that is something that I wanted to say. Echinopsis glauca has similarities with this. Now I realize, okay, you can cross them with each other. So that is like if you have that plant and you're not getting it to actually grow a fruit, I would try something like Echinopsis glauca. I would try something like Rosei, like that Rosei cultivar that is in Australia, because that could be glaucus too. There are a lot of plants that were formerly known as Peruvianus, as part of Peruvianus. But in my opinion, a lot of them are actually that species glaucus that is poorly understood. There are very few photos of it, And in regards to the pollination, we should really look at that a little bit closer in the future. I will use this one on glauca too, like using this as a fodder on glauca as well. So then I wanted to show you this. We are trying this out. This has the mineral fertilizer in it. And I just wanted to try out how it is when I'm fertilizing with this. Yeah, okay. Let's try this out. So, and this is from Gardena, and they're not selling it anymore. I can't tell you why. These were originally sold with fertilizer. They had a special fertilizer thing that you could put in, but I feel like it might work with any other fertilizer too. And this is fertilizer that's basically minerals, like a salt, mineral fertilizer. So you have to dissolve it in the water. And I'm not sure if this will work, so we will try it out. Only thing that I want to get me a glove, because this is the kind of fertilizer that is often mined. And when you have fertilizer that's mined, sometimes it has contaminations of radioactive kind of stuff. I think you can. They sometimes have a little bit of uranium in it and those kind of things. And when you kind of have it on your hand, I would avoid it. Okay, let's try it out. Let's open this water thing here. Okay. Now I'm trying this out. This was the mineral fertilizer. Oh yeah, okay. I consider doing that in the future. This looking pretty okay. This is nice. This could even work better than the liquid one, you know? This could work a little better than the liquid one because it takes a while to dissolve. That could make it useful for a little longer. But now let me find a different. Can I turn this? No. I don't know. Let me try what happens when I press now. Okay. I would love to kind of to concentrate the water that comes out a little in one spot. Apparently not. But yeah, this is good. I like this. We will be using that now. We will be using that to fertilize a little too in the greenhouse here. So next days we will try the mineral fertilizer. That fertilizer I held back. It's usually just flower fertilizer, you know, like with a high K value. Like the flower fertilizer that I'm using is a fertilizer by a company called Cactus. And that one has a K value of 30. A really strong fertilizer in that regard, but lower in nitrogen. And I like that about it, you know. I don't need so much nitrogen in the fertilizer. Yeah, potash. In Germany, we call it Kalium. Germany, we call it Kalium. That's why it stands for K, you know. I often, when I hear K, I always want to call it Kalium. But apparently that's not a thing outside Germany. So, okay, yeah, this is nice. I just wanted to do a test. For one, this is good. I can't tell you how much it dissolves the medium, like how much it dissolves the fertilizer, how often I have to recharge. But I'm already happy that it works, you know. I wasn't sure if it would. I thought it might clog the whole thing. Only thing that I would really like to do is maybe concentrate the water on one spot instead of spreading it out like this. But apparently this is not a thing. Yeah, I have to fertilize more. Now that we are using the coconut medium. We can't use the coconut medium without fertilizing more. That is the kind of medium where when you are not 100% on top of the fertilizing game, it will instantly cause problems. So we have to kind of prevent that. Tomorrow morning when we're doing the next live stream, I will have this thing charged up with more fertilizer, and maybe we're refilling in between, because this is a good fertilizer. This is one of my favorite fertilizer brands, and it's really the plants look great with that. it's nothing that I would use like if you like for something that I would eat, you know, like when you are growing vegetables, when I'm fertilizing vegetables, I will not use this kind of fertilizer, and that's because I think that sometimes they have these remnants of radioactive minerals that are just in the fertilizer when they extract it, when they are mining it. The way I understood it, I mean, you can test for that, but very often they don't. And I wouldn't want to use that kind of a product on a vegetable, on salad, you know, stuff that really takes in the fertilizer. But for the cacti that we have here, this is okay. Now I think it dissolved all the fertilizer in this thing here. Good. Hey, welcome to the live stream. Greetings to you. I'm not really seeing what's happening on the display, but I'm okay, thank you. I'm fertilizing a little here. We have tried out the other fertilizer attachment from Gardena. And in regards to the quality, just the quality, build quality, I find this a little bit more solid than the other one. But yeah, it doesn't drip so much right now. Maybe we have to really screw everything together again with the other one. So let me see. Got to clear the area here. This needs to come away. I would start to already put plants on the shelves in the greenhouse. This is the organic medium that can really stay on the top shelf. When I have stuff on the top shelf, you have to be very careful. This kind of medium can get very dry on the top shelf. So I would only be using it for these kind of plants in the future. When I'm overwintering on the top shelf, coconut fiber holds the water a little longer. Yeah, now we fertilized it a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. Yeah, and later we will take these apart here. I have a few plants. One broke off, and that gives us a reason to propagate them. Propagation here. Here's some more. We are taking these apart just to root them. Had to take off this piece here because it broke. Every time I see blunt tissue damage, I usually cut it off. That kind of stuff often becomes infected. So how's it going for you? I hope everything's okay for you. Great to see you. Thank you for being here. These will be repotted. This will go into a separate medium next. Betsy crossed with Flying Saucer by Misplant. Let me water them a little bit. Yeah. I really looked at, I remember when I looked into different types of fertilizer, I was really appalled that some fertilizer is radioactive, you know? I mean, as a customer, you have no chance to test for that. I feel like they should be tested. They should guarantee that their fertilizer isn't radioactive, you know? It's not that huge. Like you can really test for something, or there's something living in there. We are putting it back. You can really test for something like that, but not when you are a consumer. I mean, it's not what a consumer usually does, you know, like get out a Geiger tester, a Geiger counter, and measure the fertilizer. So, okay. Yeah, this is apparently the area where I'm constantly walking back and forth with the water hose. So I'm moving the plants out of that area. Yeah, and then top shelf by the end of the season, we will already see how that medium does when it's in full sun. I'm sorry to hear. I'm in the middle of doing my taxes, so that's pretty bad too. Like later today, gotta force myself to sit there and calculate, and I hate that. So you have my sympathies. That is the thing that where I'm really happy that I'm out of school by now, that I don't have to be in school anymore. For one, I couldn't solve the math equations anymore, and I'm also in general. It's just good that it's over. Yeah, there's certainly some radiation everywhere. That's true, but it's a little bit more than it should be. You know, when you have a contamination like that, you can have a really pretty substantial hotspot. And since they are not really testing for that often, or when they're testing, they're not really publishing the data. You can't really say how high the concentration is. You know, I've just read that it happens, and there are just a few articles about it. Not many people apparently care about it. I think they should guarantee that their products is safe. And I mean that as a general thing, you know, like every time you are putting a product on the market, like you have a big company that puts out a product that is sold for maybe people are growing their vegetables with that, you know. Even if the background radiation is okay, it might not be okay if you're eating it, you know. Yeah, I looked into that with the fertilizer, and there were some fertilizers that are more prone to having that than others. That was also one of the reasons why I have that one fertilizer brand. I think it's something like a chemical that where you don't have the contamination so often. But yeah, it happens. It happens. Everything that's mined, depending on where you get it from, sometimes they have substantial uranium content. But if you look about it, if you are searching for information on the internet, I couldn't find much. Maybe a few, you know, always the few pages, a few blogs and here and there, but nothing else. So, okay, this will go on the shelf here. Quadratium bonatus. We are putting that in a good spot on one of the best grow spaces that I have. Carry that in the other greenhouse over there, where the light is a little better. This is a species that should actually be in a mineral medium, and I'm a little bit worried about putting it in here. So we have to see how it does. If I'm getting a bad feeling, I might still put it in coconut, not in coconut, in pumice. So this comes here, nice and sunny. Good. So here we are getting a flower. This is a beautiful hybrid. I had tried to get it to pop, but unfortunately, it's just flowering again. I would so much more like to have a pop that I can graft. Yeah, I definitely believe that, you know, sometimes when you're inhaling these micro particles, I'm sure there's a limit what you can measure. So, okay, cleaning up a little bit here already, keeping the set clean. I don't want to have a mess in the garden, but I need to get rid of all, like we have too many cacti here. This is not going to stay like that. I should have already sorted out the purplish magenta like Wurlitz hybrids when they were flowering. Now I'm not sure which ones they are. I will try to sort out everything this year that isn't good, that isn't great. Excellent. We need the space. We have so many good things that we have reported now. Yeah. So can't keep anything that's mediocre anymore. Every plant in the next couple months will be looked at critically whether we keep it or not. If we keep it, the good stuff will come in bigger pots, and the stuff that we're sorting out, yeah, it's just what it is. Here's the spider, by the way. Check out the spider. Spider's still here. I always don't water the plant because I don't want to I don't want to wash the spider away. The spider here has prevented a few time-lapse videos from happening already. But yeah, I don't want to throw it down. It looks sweet, so it can stay. So, okay, I think we're almost at the end of the live stream. We will put in this one. This is more coconut fiber, and this is the rest. This is the last remaining brick, coconut brick. And we will let that soak. And maybe tonight, maybe in the evening, I will be repotting again. I also have a little bit more medium, like classic medium, classic soil. I'm not sure what we're doing with in the meantime with it, you know, like I could pot up smaller ones, like the tiny plants that need new soil. In my opinion, the smaller the plants, the less room you have for poor treatment, for poor quality soil. So maybe we should be repotting the smaller ones first. Yeah, the spider has... I don't want to get attached to the spider. I'm just worried that one morning when I come into the greenhouse and the spider is gone, you know, like you can't... I don't want to get too attached. I have that tendency to get too attached and then I get hurt. I don't want that. Like when I'm hearing a sad story in television, like, you know, when they are talking about animals, I'm always trying to not get too invested. Like that one story where they're talking about the penguin that always comes to the man every year and always comes back. And all I can think about is that one year it will not come back anymore. You know, like I have a little bit too pessimistic side of viewing things, so I try not to get emotionally invested here. Maybe it makes it. I followed the whale. Yeah, I followed the whale. My opinion on the whale is this. A lot of the you know, when you have a topic like this, it always is used for political reasons. So the right has kind of used that topic to make everyone who cares about animal protection to look like they're weak, like they're overreacting. In my personal opinion, every time a whale beaches on, you know, every time a whale beaches, there must be reasons for it. Very often the animals are already sick, and it's possible that no matter how often you are trying to push them back, they will always beach again. And that's what I felt with the whale. That's why I didn't want to get involved. Every time they were talking about the whale, in like Timmy, I think, they were talking about it in the news. I changed the channel because I know that very often when a whale already beaches, then there's something wrong, you know. But I still found it important to try moving that whale because it was important to try in the future, because that is a problem that we have a lot, like beaching whales, you know, these big animals that are suddenly ending up on a beach. That has happened often before, and I have never seen them move that animal out with some sort of a boat like they did here, you know. And I found it important to do, just to try out and see if it works. So now they have tested that, And unfortunately, it didn't work. The whale kind of passed away later. Yeah. And in my opinion, like, we are doing too much stuff that might influence the fact that might cause them to actually beach. Like, the whale might have become like, they might not find enough food. They might have something might be completely messing with the way they would normally navigate. And yeah, it's usually when something happens like that, it's our fault. So yeah, I found it sad that it didn't work. I also found it annoying that all the right-wing people had kind of decided that we shouldn't do this, like, because if you look at the food system, and the food system is a mess, like our food system, the way we kind of produce animals, livestock, it's a mess. It's nothing that you can support. So of course you can also criticize when people are when they are supporting the food system that we have, and at the same time make a big show out of something like a whale that has beached. And I see the core of the argument, and there's definitely something there. But it's generally a good thing when people care about animals. At least that's what I think. That the fact that that this humanized that whale a little bit, makes younger people care about animals, and it leads to hopefully a more caring generation of people in the future. So yeah. Yeah, a lot of jokes. I've been seeing the postilion jokes that they were posting, and I might have sent one or two to a friend of mine too, like I'm kind of I'm torn on that subject. I found it good that we did it, but for the future we have to really try to prevent that these guys are beaching, I like, especially with whales. I love whales. They're such amazing animals. I wouldn't hunt these at all. I would prohibit hunt on whales in general. But I would also change a lot of things about the food system if I could, So maybe I'm not the right person to ask. Yeah. I know totally. Like, I've seen a few postilion jokes that were really funny. And on one hand, that situation really showed how so many people make a big show on social media when it's about something like a whale, but then they are supporting like so many situations where the animals have been treated like, like garbage, really bad treatment. And maybe it leads to people actually thinking about that. That's a good thing, like, people can actually grow. People that they see that that the whale has, that it's important sometimes to protect animals, to try what we can to help them. Yeah, and maybe in 10 years from now, they will not support the food system anymore in the form that it is right now. I'm not against, like, if you look at nature, all the animals are eating each other, so I'm not really saying that people can't eat meat. I just say the way they are doing it in the food system today is a mess. Shouldn't be like that. Okay. Yeah. So this is the set here. I'm waiting for the new coconut fiber, and when that is there, we are repotting. Then we're repotting more. Tomorrow we will sort out. I think we are going through the collection, trying to sort out stuff. For one, I have this one. This is apricot glow. I consider doing something with it. I might not be able to keep it. Like, the offspring that I've seen from it wasn't nice. So far, I have not seen really one hybrid of apricot glow that really produced an amazing hybrid. So we might sort this out this year. Maybe I'm taking cuttings, maybe something smaller for propagation. Maybe I will be even sending a few cuttings around if I decide to sort it out. But that's what we're doing tomorrow, and hopefully repotting if the coconut fiber arrives. Okay, everyone. So, turning around. I'm not sure if you see me. cleaning the camera a little bit here. Okay. All right, I'm taking off for the rest of the day, spending a little bit time with Mika and Kami. Will your neighborhood get the sorted out cacti? Usually yes. Usually yes. I think we have to put them down on the road within the next month. I don't want to wait so long. Last year I waited until the Halloween thing that I tried doing, like from time to time on Halloween. I just put the cacti on the roadside and people could take one cactus. It was funny for Halloween, but it always took too long. By that time, it's kind of hard to still have plants outside because of the constant rain. So we will probably do it in summer this year. Thank you, everyone. It was great that you were here. I greatly appreciate it. And tomorrow we continue reporting. I wish it would be over. But when you sow out so much, you have to also make sure that you are not losing them, that you're not wasting them away. So, okay. Thank you, guys. It was great again. I loved it. I'll be back again tomorrow, same time. Thank you very much. I'm always very happy in my live streams. It gives me joy. So thank you, everyone. Have a nice weekend. Until tomorrow.